Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is the weekly landscape update video I do most weeks at this house that I moved into in the late fall or early winter in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B. There is a playlist on my channel if you'd like to go back and get caught up. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll link it up here in the corner. There's a playlist called New House. I think it's 40 some videos in there at this point. It shows you where this started and where it's going, and all about the projects that I have upcoming. Has several videos that have where I put the drone up and showed the design and how it was going to look in the future. Again, you can catch up. It's 40 some videos at this point. In this past week, I made some progress on the greenhouse. This was a metal building back here that I stripped the metal off of, and I was disposing of it, and then I realized how solid the frame was and decided I'd convert it into a greenhouse. I painted all my old PVC parts for the irrigation parts in there black, painted the frame black, got the shade cloth on. I've got it leveled up. It's going to have a frame around the bottom. I'll show you in just a minute up close on the greenhouse. I'm going through today and I'm deadheading everything, meaning I'm cutting a lot of my annuals and perennials back a little bit, things that flower all summer. They're stretched out a little bit, things I did from seed. I want to go through and cut them, so I'm going to give you a quick tour of those things in flower. But you'll be able to see as I go around, everything's a little bit stretched and leggy this first season. Again, I'll deadhead them, take the flowers off of them, and then they'll fill out and be quite full for the rest of summer. So they should look great. I'm also going to show you how I remove tomato suckers as well in this video. I also rooted a couple tomatoes from last week from suckers that I actually took off of the tomato plants. The potatoes over there look great. They're starting to decline a little, so with some 90-degree heat coming up, I would imagine I'll be able to harvest potatoes really quickly. So here we go. I'm going to give you a real quick what's in flower tour, and you can see the greenhouse, and I'll also talk about thinning those, taking the suckers off the tomatoes. And then in the front, there's one other thing. I did that big annual bed in the front. That stuff's grown quite a bit. I'm also going to be taking the flowers off of those as well, just to get them to fill out. And I also need to fertilize that space out there as well. I have not fertilized those annuals yet. All the tomatoes I have are indeterminate, which basically means vining. They're just going to continue to grow all season long and produce fruit along the stem. And I want them to remain as just a single vine, but tomatoes actually produce what we call suckers, occasionally along the stems that are basically additional vines is what they're going to become. Let me show you one right here. What you get, here's the main leader right here, and there's the fruit cluster that's going to form behind it right there. Okay, there's the flowers coming. Then you'll get a horizontal branch like this. The horizontal branching is totally fine, and it's green leaves that will help feed the plant. But right there at a 45-degree angle, that's really how you know it's a sucker, is at a 45-degree angle. You can just break these out pretty easily, like I just did there. If you're a little scared of that, you can actually cut them out, but this would have been an additional vine. The main reason I want them as single vines is because I can get good air movement through here. If they become very bushy things, then it's very, very difficult to to get any air movement through them. Gives them hiding places for disease, gives hiding places for insects. And the fruit definitely is bigger, better, fuller. That's what we'll call it on plants that are just grown as single leaders. Here's another example. I've got my main leader here, okay, and then I've got my fruit where the fruit's going to be right there. I've got this branch right here that's just coming out sideways, and then right in the center of that, you see that? That's the sucker. It can just be bent back and forth a couple times, and generally would just pop right out just like that. But again, you can cut it out if you'd like to. I'll back up and let's see if we can find one on this one. This one's okay. Well, oh, actually down here there's one I've missed. You see that right there? There's another one, and I'll just go through these once a week or so and just take out anything that's growing at that 45-degree angle. Right here on another one, right there's a small one. I can get there definitely easier while they're that small. I had one plant that had a low sucker on it and had become quite a big piece of the plant, and last week I I cut it off the plant and I just stuck it directly in the soil right here. It wilted for a few nights, but now it's rooted in the ground right there. So I've created an additional tomato plant from one of those suckers. If you do end up with kind of a runaway piece on one, you can actually cut it off and stick it directly in the ground like I did right there. And now I've got a whole new tomato plant starting right there. So I'll start with this butterfly bush that was already here. This variety might be called Attraction. It's one I sold and grew for years, but that's what it looks like to me. But it's possible that I'm wrong about what variety it is. Over here, Ageratum is in flower here. I'm going to, this is an example of ones I'm about to cut off that I wanted to kind of show, but I'm going to cut these in half. They've stretched a little bit on me. All of these Cosmos here, I'm going to go ahead and cut back a little bit. They'll benefit from having done that early here in the season. All of these were done from seed. Here's some hosta are starting to flower right there. This is a non-fragrant one, but beautiful foliage on that one. And there's a penstemon here under my feet, great for pollinators. Again, it's another plant that just needs to be cut, really be cut back. It'll come back out fuller later in the season. My autumn lily Encore Azalea still has one flower left, but this bonfire in this container, this thing has bloomed since January, which is not typical. I'm not saying this thing blooms that long, but for whatever reason, that one has just continually flowered. I got it toward the end of January to do video work for Encore Azalea, and it's had continuous flowers on it the whole time. Here's Agapanthus right here. I just cut flower buds off of that one, and it's already got new spikes coming up on it. I got a few weeds in this area that I got to take care of today. Here's some Cosmos that I cut back already, and you can see the amount of flower buds it has on it. They'll be back open here in the next week or so, but they're much sturdier now. They were completely floppy before. Here's some annual salvia. It's been put in here mostly to attract pollinators to the yard. Hummingbirds love these. Pretty much all pollinators love salvias of different kinds. There's a Gara here, pink and white variety right there, whirling butterflies. Here's this black and blue salvia is finally about to open some flowers. They're almost black flowers on that. Another Cosmos right there. Here's those heartthrob hydrangeas finishing up their first round of flowers. I put that video up the other day. Here's a purple salvia that's in bloom. Here's this Grand Cascade butterfly bush here, just starting to put on some color right there. Pretty large flower buds on this one, pretty compact grower. There's a Veronica right there that's still in bloom. The bees worked that one hard all day long. And this is all these zinnias across here, and some Dutch iris that have started to flower here. The rest of these are various zinnias that all need to be cut. They're going to be cut today. That's why I'm doing this video now, so you can see them, but they will flush out. See, this one right here, I cut earlier, and it's compact, lots of flowers on it. The rest of these are all just single stalks. Let's go back further into here. I'll show you this Big Daddy hydrangea. This osmanthus right here is about to come out, and this path is supposed to continue all the way. There's a spray paint can from where I painted the greenhouse, but this is going to be a compost bin right here. When the new fence goes in, there's going to be a compost bin that's part of the built into the fence. Then there's the greenhouse with the shade cloth on it. The beginning of the project. The bottom of this is going to be 4x6s. I've got it level right now, and so there's going to be a wood frame that's going underneath it, and then cedar is going on the end walls here with a white trim. And I painted the PVC parts for the irrigation that go in there. I'm going to be doing a potting table in there that I'll show you the video for. Got some ideas on a potting table, I think, that I think you guys will like. And then this is going to be cedar on the bottom as well. And then, of course, like I said, there's a wood frame on the bottom. The spray paint can is not a permanent addition. Let's see. This is a Big Daddy hydrangea. You can see the tiny little plant and the size of these flower clusters. This is a good one. I really like the foliage on that one, maybe the best. There's some impatiens right there that were just put in last week. The lantana right here, which I think would like to get a little more sun, that I'm offering it back here. But it is still blooming. I'm going to give it another week or two of heat and see if it starts to put on a bigger show. If it doesn't, it's going to go to the front yard. I can't remember what this salvia was called, actually. This one is Teresa. It's a pink and white salvia right there that all the pollinators will love. More of these Dutch iris. Another lantana right there in bloom. These marigolds that I did from seed, just to get some idea of the size of these. They're quite large. The sun is starting to come out here. Let me get this right. Okay, there you go. You can see that better. See how large those flowers are. These were done from seed. There's more of them right there. And celosia needs to be cut. They're just little single stalks. Again, those were done from seed. The salvia is something that I cut earlier in the season, and you can see how full it is now. Leucanthemum across the path here looks terrific, and there's more cosmos I've got cosmos all over this yard. You know, ones I did from seed, they're just so easy. Begonias in that pot with the windmill palm, really putting on a show. Alyssium in that container with that sedum. The sedum is just taking over. I'm gonna have to cut it back constantly. It looks like going this way, I've got a few dahlias that have opened up right here. These were done from seed. They're loaded up with buds, but I am going to at some point cut these back a little as well. The container in front of the shed with the pothos and the diplodenia, the pink flowers there, the cordyline grass in it, and this blue and white lobelia. So there's just some of the things that are actually flowering in the yard right this minute. Keep in mind, all of this stuff was planted in like the last 90 days or so. So everything should be much thicker, fuller, and much showier here over the next month or two. There will not be a landscape update video next week. I've got some things to do out on the road. When I get back from that, I'm actually stripping the siding off the rest of the house. And so that green siding that's on what, 2/3 of the house or 3/4 of the house right now is coming off, and new hardy planks going on, and it's going to be that blue color that's on the back of the house if you've been following along with the videos. And so that's going to be a huge improvement on the house. I also need to tackle the rest of this greenhouse project as soon as possible. I need water back there. Late June is when I'd like to be doing some cuttings and doing a few propagation videos, and so that thing really needs to be finished very quickly when I get back as well. So lots of things to do, lots of things coming up. Thank you very much for following along.